All right, a very good late evening, early morning to everybody out there, um, which is as usual. Um, Warrior Junior on the, I guess, let's go July the 10th, 1. This is sponsored to you by, you know it, come on. It's the Chai Spice, the Bonds Billions brand, organics, and a special ingredient is inside. You know what the special? You know what I should put? I should show the people. And you know what? I will. Hold on. Ah, two people. Well, hold on. You're in for a treat here. Hang in there, the people. Wait, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something. What was that great movie, Field of Dreams? If you build it, they will come. Well, I guess somebody did leave, but this episode, so we showed you the chai spice tea. This is the secret ingredient. Okay, it's like what's it called? A reverse negative? You know, the baseball cards. This is Nature's Bounty, Saul Palmetto. What you do is you take one of these capsules. If you're a real min, sorry, this is making fun of like people's accents. They have like this Israeli. What was it? Do not mess with the Zohan. You want to be a real man, you know. So you take one of these and you open it up. And there's like the herb inside, and you put it in the tea, and it helps. You know, it's like kind of like a natural Viagra. You know, it's good stuff. I guess I don't really know. I never took Viagra, so I'm against like drugs and prescriptions, and that I think that's all toxic poison. Everything, you know. I think it's just the pharmaceutical companies get people addicted, side effects, bad stuff. You know. I am not a medical doctor, so you know you gotta read the thing, but you know it helps. It helps with your prostate, the natural urinary tract, and I guess too with those two bonuses, um, you know, give you that youthful, power downstairs. You know, which you can actually, I feel like you can get that anyway if the longer you hold out. You know, but I do notice as I gotten older, you know, usually when you pop, you used to you get like really a good, you know, power, but you get older, it doesn't come out like that anymore. I guess it's just age and time. There's really nothing you can do about it. I guess you fire the gun too many times and it just stops working like at maximum capacity, I guess. But you know, it works. So that's all that matters, I guess. But anyway, so I thought I would share that with you. If it could help you, great. You know, if not, that's okay. Why not try to help people in life? Why not try to share what you know while you're here instead of what there's a term in Yiddish, it's called a chazer, being a chazer. And it's not a good term. A chazer is a pig, but it is not the animal. Well, you know, it's like when people say don't act like a pig, don't be a pig. It's kind of like Chazer is a pig, but it's like a greedy kind of pig, you know. And to me, that's what like some of these very wealthy people appear to be. Um, you know, I equate that to when you try to reach out to these people, you know, with your ideas, with your scripts, and maybe their connections. Hey, can you help me? And it's like they won't even can't be bothered with you. Well, they got a lot going on, you know. I know I always play devil's advocate, you know, when I talk sometimes, but you know, it's like I feel like they have a duty in a way, you know, like somebody gave them a chance, and in a way, if somebody really has something, they put a lot, you know, and like, why can't you fucking, you know, give back in that way? Would you? Say I was Sylvester Stallone, you know, and some young scream young somebody that never really got a break as a writer try to follow the same footsteps try to reach out to him. I said, hey, I wrote this script about this 40s older guy that still can dance, you know? He's like a professor. He teaches the history and appreciation of dance in university. And this man was, there's a whole complete story in there and everything. I don't even want to say it because I feel like it's just a waste of breath. You know, it's like just when you don't see any success, it's like you feel like you're wasting your time. You feel like you're wasting your time. And that's like what it is. Like it's like they kind of broken your spirit in a way. But my point was that like these people, like they, fuck, man. What I've gotten, the shaft in life, you know, the fucking door closed in my face, not even open, not even list, nothing. And it's like I question sometimes the point of it all. Like it makes you feel like shouldn't even be here, really. I mean, I'm just talking about myself. I'm not saying woe is me or nothing. But can you imagine just nobody ever giving you a chance? Would you want it? How would you live with that? How could you live with that, you know? Whether it be women, whether it be a job opportunity or a business opportunity or a dream. I'm sorry, you know, you're talking about something that it's like when you're a kid, you're told you could be whatever you want to be, you could do whatever you want to do, and then you get older, and then it's like you find out the realities. It's like squashed. They squashed that. You can't be whatever you want to be. You can't do whatever you want to do. You can't become whatever you want to become. It doesn't work that way. I'm very, very sorry. That's the reality. But when you're a kid, they don't want to hurt your feelings. When you're older, they don't care. And you know what? That's just the real truth of reality. They don't want to hurt your feelings when you're older too. I told you about some of these people with their fragile egos. To me, most people have them. You could just walk up to somebody on the street you never even know before and say, "Yeah, man, you're this." They would get so offended, you know, because they were never taught. First off, anybody that would do that, if I went up to somebody that I didn't know for absolutely no reason, and I don't know, you know, said something like, you know, a borderline, well, not borderline, derogatory something that's just unwarranted, completely unwarranted. Number one, that would make me out to be an idiot and an asshole. But I guarantee you that person would take it personally and they would be offended, and then they would say something back. The vast majority, because they are not trained. They don't teach you this in school, how to have a strong frame and not allow things to puncture your ego like that. Somebody you don't even know. They don't know you from Adam is coming up and saying something mean. I'm so offended, you know, like, well, fuck you, man. You know, like whatever. It's just they don't teach you to be able to take that. Now, I guess in the military, I watched a thing where it says Marine Corps, the basic training thing. These young guys, you know, like pretty hardcore, man, yelling in their face every second. You know, I mean, I guess that's the indoctrination of them into that branch. That's how it works. Um, it's funny. It's like either nothing in society, you're never taught anything, or it's like you're taught to the extreme kind of thing. You know, it's like there's no in between. You know, and to me in school, or parents especially, they don't, you know, understand. You bring a child, a baby into this world. Look at the baby, look at the baby, you know, the baby, and then the baby eventually starts to walk, but you know, falls down And then, if you try to let it get back up or help it up, it's a baby still, right? But the whole thing, it's supposed to learn. And then learn how to read and speak and everything, the fundamentals. But then there's a line drawn there. Baby's not taught, a young person's not taught how to defend themselves in the real world. In elementary school, that was my first fight. There was this kid, I remember. I think he was even in a younger, lower grade, but he was a bully. He wasn't big either. But for some reason, like, he just wanted to fuck with me. And I'll never forget this. It's at Rosewood Elementary, Los Angeles. Weekend, my friend Pete, he's like a childhood buddy, and for some reason he just won't talk to me anymore. I don't know what happened. I don't remember any falling out, and it really bothers me. I try to reach out to him and everything, and he won't talk to me. I don't know what's wrong with him. But anyway, I was with him. There was that kid. It was a Saturday. He actually lived like a block from the school. I remember. And there he is, like with his older brother or something. I think it was his dad. It seemed like that kid was a lot older. And he jumped right in on me, like usual. And my dad didn't teach me nothing. My dad was still alive at the time. Nobody taught me how to stand up and be a man. And my friend Pete didn't tell me to do nothing, but I knew something wasn't right. And he's going on me again. And I said, enough. We're going to settle this here and now. Now, my fighting record at the time was, I was undefeated because I never was in a fight before. Oh no. Making his way to the ring. Actually, no, making his way to the sidewalk. This is his first debut with a record of 0 wins and 0 losses and 0, you can see it, it's funny. And so I said, let's just go. And then, the brother was like, he's like, okay, well, you put on like the away we go, right? Ding, ding, no bell. It's a bell to ring. They're watching. And okay, so here's what I remember. I remember like, a little bit of like, he's coming at me like, and I'm not, like, he's not really landing anything on me, but I think he pushed me. I was on the ground. I was on my back. He grabs my leg, right? One of my legs, and he starts pulling me like there's like an alleyway behind the school or something. Again, this is Saturday, no school session. And so I'm using my other foot, to try to kick him in the face, or kick his other hand off my foot, right? I managed to get up, and I don't remember, like fights, it's hard to remember everything. And so then it went back around to like where his house was, and this is what I remember. Like, I think he went, and I got one in. I fucking hit him, and I hit him square, right? I hit him fucking solid, wham, like in the face, right? And it was like he goes, oh, you got me. You're like, right? I remember he's a stunned. And my friend's not going like, finish him, whatever. I don't, remember, but I remember I got him, right? And he goes, oh no, like I'm fucked up, like, you serious? And I go, oh man, are you okay? Like, it was amazing. Like my natural kind of caring kind of personality came out, like it was over, right? And it was over. Like, he said, all right, that's it. The brother came in and it was over, right? It's a draw. And so I walked, my friend Pete lived down the block, and I walked with home. I walked with him to his house, right? And it was like I said, it's a draw. It's a draw. They said like that, right? And that was the last time I ever saw that kid. And that was the last time he ever picked on me. That's why I shared the story. My dad, nobody told me. I told you. You have inside of your mind an intellectual internal compass that will tell you what to do. My internal mechanism told me to stand up for myself at that time. Elementary school. Wow. Yeah. Anyway, I thought I'd share that story with you. There was a time to stand up, you know? You're a kid, especially. And this guy bullying me around for no reason, you know? And I laid kind of low tonight, and I didn't want to run around. I could have run around to the usual kind of things, and sometimes it's more important to work on yourself. And I know as campy as these episodes are, I feel like it could have some value in the future. And if not, oh well, it was a waste of time, right? But I don't think it's a waste of time. I think a waste of time is not doing anything. There's a big difference between standing still and doing nothing. I heard that line in Karate Kid, the remake with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan. It's a big difference. This is not doing nothing. This is actually opening up my mind, possibly giving something back, and hopefully helping me. You know, I know it sounds selfish, but you got to pay yourself first before you can help anybody else. Until I start getting the women and all this stuff the spoils and stuff, that's how I look at it. I gotta get mine before I help anybody. And I'm actually in no position to help anybody. But sometimes feel like you're helping somebody just by being yourself. Who knows? I get like this one watcher all the time. I don't know who it is, and I say who. More than likely, it's a guy that kind of relates to some of the things I'm saying. It's not an incredibly beautiful woman that's by herself. I mean, that would be, of course, a bogus movie idea. The reality is the reality. Water generally seeks its own level, generally. You know, I went to my gym tonight, and I told you, there were two women in there. One guy was hitting on one, and then this other one, she was actually positioned between the heavy bags that I was going to use. But by the time I warmed up and got in there, she was already gone. The gym's only open until 10 o'clock on Friday night, and it was thinned out. Why? Why? How come there's not beautiful women all the time? Because they have someplace to go. They have currency. They have value. They're not wasting their time in the gym on a weekend. Okay. For the most part, there's exceptions to every rule. There are. But I use generalizations, sometimes. And I know, like, some people get criticized and whatever, but, well, you know what? If you're one of those people that analyze every word and looking for, then there's something wrong with you. Because life is not perfect. People say things, and my friend tried to criticize me. Why are you doing this live? Why are you doing this live? You might say something that, you know what, good. I told you, when you squeeze orange juice, what comes out? What's inside? Okay? That's what you're going to get from me. You're going to get what I feel is inside. And guess what? A lot of people are going to be offended. They're going to think, oh my God, that guy, he hates these people. He hates those people. He's ideas of these people. I don't hate anybody. Okay? I hate individual rotten people. Rotten people. I don't care what race you are. You're a rotten person. You're a fucking piece of shit then. You know? And there's women out there that are unfortunately they're garbage too. Will people make them like that? I don't know. I used to allow society to kind of make me like made me a certain way. But then I said, you know what? I'm not going to allow them to infect me. I call it an infection, is what it is. When you indoctrinate yourself and do everything like everybody else, you're part of this what I call an infection in your mind. Like you're not doing things because you don't want to look stupid. Let me give you an idea. What happened? Okay, I learned this thing on this Happy Life Karate Guy thing, right? And he says, okay, well, there's this, the football players, they'll do like this kind of thing where they're shuffling their legs, right? Really fast. You feel like the muscles in your legs, right? But it looks kind of silly. And I said to myself, I said, I'm going to do this thing because it's going to help. Like, I'm going to feel this all in my legs working and everything like that. And when you start doing that, like, it's like, you're shuffling back and forth. And then you can actually move, like kind of like MC Hammer did, and you can't touch this, Stop. Hammer time. You go back. It kind of looks like a silly dance, right? And I said, you know what? I'm gonna fucking do that. And I know people are watching me in the gym. Like while I was by the heavy bags, I was like, and you know what? It's really funny because I could never do that. I danced for 25 years and I could never do that kind of shuffle. But then I started to say, oh my God, I could probably do this. And now I'm doing it just like, like he did. It looks kind of silly. But my point is that it works. And I didn't care what other people thought about me, how ridiculous it looks. I know, well, the problem is here's the paranoia comes in. Everybody has a cell phone, and you don't know. They're pointing it out there to pretend they're texting stuff, and they just kind of like record you, for their things. Well, it's like I don't really know how to engage that, but if I see somebody, I look at the camera position. Now I know where I am, and if I see somebody like with the camera thing, and it looks like it's right at me, what I'll do is I will try to go to the side of them and look and see if they're recording me. If they are, I will go up to them immediately and try to grab the phone out of their hand, or I will fucking get in their face and say, hey, man, you don't record me without my permission. And you're not allowed to in the gym. It's a private place. You're not supposed to. Okay? You gotta fucking be strong and assertive. That might come off a little aggressive, but you know what? When someone's getting away with they're cheating, they're doing something without your permission, and it's wrong, then you have to be aggressive. There's a time to take action. You cannot allow people to do whatever, it's just because it leads to other things. In the locker room, that would be inexcusable, like beyond. But there's people that try to do that shit too. I know. It takes away from my focus. I'm sitting there concentrating, trying to focus, and that's really what's the important thing. I cannot tell you how many times I say that when I'm in the gym and I'm hitting the bag. Focus, precision, concentrate, get that foot up, level. Okay, land like a cat, solid. I'm talking to myself, and I'm trying not to worry about if somebody's recording me or not. I know, and that's the main. That's when I'm really in the zone. When I'm really, really just working on getting better, getting more precise. All those things. To me, the gym is a place. I call it the trenches to me. But those people, I could just tell they're not. And I don't care. I don't care. It's like I respect the other people, but I'm sorry. Like you dude, I mean, you see how fucking sweat dripping. Man, it's incredible. Like I don't see anybody and somebody that works like me. Nobody, for whatever reason, and I don't think I'm anything special. I really don't. I mean, I kind of believe in myself, but I equate being special to success. A successful man gets his needs met, has like money, can do whatever they want, have the women, to live wherever they want. They want to live in the hills, whatever, a nice place. That's a successful man. And I'm not a successful man because I made catastrophic errors in my life. My grandparents that raised me, you know, they made financial catastrophic errors, and it's kind of irrelevant. I'll spit it out, but it doesn't matter. They gambled away all their money. Okay? And that rubbed off on me. But I drew the line. And I got help. I continue to get help for it. Because I know what that shit is. For somebody that has that type of compulsive personality. You get into something toxic when you have like a focused, serious, compulsive kind of person. That word can be misconstrued, okay? But let me conclude. You know, I used to drink I had just beers and stuff like that all every once in a while. I have a friend. That's all he does is drink and smoke all day. He's the nicest guy in the world. But it adds up. He's like in his early 60s now, and it's like the health problems are really starting to kick in. He doesn't have the willpower to be able to stop. I gave up drinking entirely 2.5 years ago. Sorry, I drink tea, water. You know what I mean. Because I had a warning that happened. My body told me something, and I listened to it very carefully. You have to, or you'll pay the price. You'll pay the price of some serious health complications or with your life, one way or the other. You smoke, shit, you're fucked. Never did that. You do drugs, never did that. You're fucked. People with teeth fall out and whatever like that, smoking. Jeez. Putting poisons in your body. Like compulsive gamblers, living in a casino. They glorify this, in the movies and television and commercials. Show the excitement. Yeah, I mean, my friend Chris, he goes every once in a while, $100. He takes down, the card club, whatever. He loses, he leaves. It's nothing. I'm not wired that way. What happens is the older you get, the illness gets more powerful. Play for more money. The impact is much greater, but it's not just the money too. It's the time. You're not eating well. You're not sleeping well. And stress and all these things. That shit all takes its toll really, really hard when you start to get older. I know all about it. Okay, I watched people lose millions, a house, whatever, to lose a family, everything. That most people doesn't apply to most people, and that's okay. I don't tell people don't gamble. I don't tell people what to do. But for some people, it's a big problem. It's a big problem for me. And I relapsed many times. But I noticed as I gotten older, gets easier, a lot easier, if you're serious. I could be down there right now, but I'd rather invest in myself. I remember when like I had a year one time, not gambling and lived in the gym. I took all my money and I invested it, in buying the best supplements and everything. Boy, did was I showed you a picture of me, but that wasn't, I was kind of hiding in the gym. Is what I was doing. I might have been building a body, but I wasn't building a life. So it's different this time than last time. The gym is not a place for me just to live in and do something. So it's a small piece of all the things that I believe that are important, that will turn you into a homo superior being, hopefully. Call it whatever you want. I mean, it might sound like a weird term or something, but I think you have to come up with these terms to separate, you know, people. Not everybody's the same. No, 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 no way. No. Wealthy people have a distinct, different thinking process than poor people. And people, I don't know, I'm not gonna say middle class, I'm gonna say average, and I don't know. I'm gonna define people based on their net worth and how much they make. But I've read too many books on this to know the differences between. We're all equal. I love it. The vague terms, we're all equal, but we're not. We're not equal. Somebody living right next to you could be worth this much, and the person next door could have that much. You don't know. One was in that house that he grew up in. See the fifth richest man in the world or something, third or fourth in the U.S. Lives in that conservative house in Omaha. He grew up in. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know if you didn't know that the richest, right? The problem that I have with somebody like that is like for him, it's like that money is it's just a game. It has absolutely nothing. It means nothing. It's a number to him. Can you imagine being worth $50 billion and living conservatively like that? Oh, it's like, what do you do with all that money? What do Berkshire Hathaway and own all this shit? What do you need it for? What's the point? What are you doing with it? Nothing. Nothing. He's gonna die, and he gives, his kids already have. They're gonna get a little taste. The rest goes to whatever. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. I just don't get it. And you don't have to be that wealthy. There's plenty of people that are, multi millionaires. Might be worth 200 million. Might be worth 50 million, 75 million, and they just don't know what to do with the money. They don't know what to do. They go out and buy those expensive watches, those Floyd Mayweather showing his watch collection, whatever his people like buy another home or the Rolls Royce. They don't have nothing. We call it Yiddish ungestoppt. They're overstuffed. Doesn't at least George Lucas have some foundation? I think I heard for young students that are like interested in cinema. There's some type of scholarship fund or something at least. You know, at least a guy tries to give back something. Try to help, mentor, try to help somebody or something. Jeez, fuck. Hey, man. how long are you gonna be here? That be great. In my own way of thinking, be great. When your time is done, you're on the planet, and you go before. I was gonna say the tribal elders or God or whatever, and basically, there's either the gate, the entrance in, and you're there. You died, but and you're in front of it, and they go, so and so. So it's like a trial. So thinking you trying to apply to get in here into heaven, right? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, oh, yes, great God. Yes, whatever. Well, there's a problem here. There's a problem. I was a good person. What do you mean? Well, you had like all this money, and you could have helped people. You could have done something. You could have given back. You could have mentored somebody. You know, people try to reach out to you. They have like with their movie scripts, or you could have put them. You could have helped somebody, maybe something, and you chose not to. Well, I didn't know. I did. You didn't know? Well, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Well, but you're at the end of your life already. So here's what happens. We're gonna send you back, and you're gonna do this all over again. And we're gonna make it harder for you this time. Instead of you being wealthy, we're gonna make you suffer. The other person's gonna be wealthy this time around. Or you're gonna feel what it's like when you try it. You're gonna do all that work, and you're gonna try to reach out to a successful person or whatever as a mentor, or trying to pitch to somebody an idea or something, and they're not going to listen to you, and you're going to feel exactly what it's like, and you're going to go through your whole fucking life while somebody else is so wealthy and you can't get a chance. Okay, bye. So this is what I think happens. There's everything in the universe, correct? At the Big Bang, everything. If you look at what eventually happens, it all like dissolves. I could show you but I don't want. It's not my. I'm not doing a evolution astronomy lesson. But maybe I am. I have a thing to talk about what's going to happen 20 billion years from now. Everything galaxy, everything dissolves, and then there's a lot of blankness in space. It's all gone. As you know, the sun will expand and eventually engulf the Earth. It's just in 5 billion years. That's what's going to happen. That's what happens. It's called life. Here's what I think happens. After everything in the universe dissolves, I think it all collapses on itself and goes back to nothing, pre-Big Bang. And then there's another Big Bang. Okay? So everything that exists, you, me, whatever, when you die, whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Get it? It doesn't matter. The matter survives. And then the whole thing starts over again. And then you come back as that other, in another entity or another form, as that person that whatever you fucked over. Theory. I think it's kind of an interesting thing. Or just wouldn't help or something. Don't you see? You're here for such a limited amount of time. You could do so much with it when you have that kind of wealth, because you have all that power, and you won't even listen. You won't even if I could have pitched my script, my idea, if I could have had a pitch meeting with Stallone or J-Lo or Paul Abdul or Winkler or Chardoff, a producer, or anybody of power, like 15 minutes, if that, so to really, if they could see the beauty in the script, like there's what I wrote, is there's so much heart in there because it's me. then at least I could have like said, you know what? I got a story to tell, man. Boy, I got like 15 minutes just one-on-one with that person. I told you my William Shatner story. Do you know what that means to somebody? It's something they'll never forget. It's not a fan. You're helping to impact their life. But none of these fuckers will do it. Not one. I have yet to meet one. Because they're chazers. They're chazers. They're pigs. It's never enough for them. Like Darth Plagueis the Wise. The only thing he feared was losing his power, which eventually he did. You're thinking, most people thinking in their mind, well, you need them for money and everything like that. You're not even if you think like that, boy, your head is so far up your ass and so far homo inferior that, you got, first off, if I any criticism or telling me anything will show where you are on the scale, okay? And I'm sorry to say that just about everybody falls below the gray area of Homo superior. They are the sheep and the Homo inferior. I'm very, very sorry to tell you, to hurt your ego, okay? And the reason why is because you haven't done the work that it takes to climb out of the slop. Okay? Now, those people I mentioned, they're considered by society up here. In my mind, they're down here. They're inferior. They are. They have an obligation to somebody that is that tenacious and persistent to make time. They have to. If somebody's life has been impacted by them that much, they can take. Look, I've watched videos where like paparazzi chase the Stallone around, and he's walking by some building in Beverly Hills that it's a residential. And he's talking and then tells paparazzi, "I turn the cameras off. I'll talk to you for 15 minutes." To paparazzi for 15 minutes. Paparazzi. The only reason they're paparazzi are chasing around celebrities is to make money. Okay? They don't have nothing. They have nothing creative to contribute or to they have, it's nothing. They're the whatever, the vermin. And they're getting, I watched like Britney Spears, like she was getting driven around by some paparazzi guy. They're the vermin. They're the beggars, in my opinion. You know, they get more time with these people than me. So listen to what beautiful idea that I wrote, a 100-page, beautifully formatted, inspirational dance. Nothing's been like this ever made. Nothing close. I thought I was going to revolutionize the whole thing. My idea, I had the idea before Step Up, but I didn't have it written till completed and registered till about 8 months ago. And the writers, the guy that passed away, my writing mentor, inspired me to finish this thing. And I powered the fucking thing out. And he had it in his hand. And he looks at it, it's like a stack of fucking, it's registered. A script is like this, right? whatever. And he's like, you wrote all this? And I said, damn right I did. Damn right I did. Cute, right? Right? The onomatopoeia. And that's one little thing. That's all it is that I did. It counts for nothing. The only thing that it does, it gives me peace of mind that I wrote it. Because if you don't write it, it's daydreaming. Beautiful, inspirational story. There's nothing close. Nothing. Nothing. Because how can it be close? Nobody lived my life. A 47-year-old guy? Jesus. That could still do this? But you just can't bank on that phone to ring or somebody listening to this and saying, you know, oh my God, I got to see this, what this guy wrote. Doesn't matter. And I'll tell you why it doesn't matter. Because there's a small handful of people that are in the power position to make movies, including promotion, and editing, and getting star power and putting things together. And it is not you. It's not you. You can't do nothing. You're not an agent either. Okay? There's a handful of those people. And I tried to get one for many, many, many years. And nobody would sign me. Okay? Do you know how many emails I sent out? Asking for an agent after being on multiple television shows? Nobody would give me a chance. Every agent I've reached out to, every possible commercial agent in Los Angeles, and then some. Everyone. Everyone. I told you they don't. A lot of them will not take any submissions, period. Closed. You can't get in. When are you wasting your time? You've left no stone unturned. Keep trying. Keep trying in other things, at least, maybe. Maybe it's not your calling. Okay? You have to sometimes understand something. It's not you. It's just the way things go. I told you, I know this guy, street dancer, falling apart. This guy's like 55 years old. He's still out there on Hollywood Boulevard. He doesn't know any better. He doesn't know any better. He doesn't know what to do with his life. He's been broken down, standing out there dealing with these lowlifes. I'm sorry. That's what's on Hollywood Boulevard. It's like lowlifes is people walking around. I mean, the tourists, not them, but I'm saying like these people, out there. What are they out there for? Entertain the tourists because they have nothing. That's not how you get anything. The people that have things are on broadcast, they're on television and movies. They're not standing on street corners, trying to entertain people walking by for a couple dollars. That's not, how you make it. 55-year-old guy is still doing that? What's he doing? The nicest guy in the world, but he just doesn't know any better. Doesn't know any better. And if you don't know any better, guess what that makes you? That makes you down here and uneducated. Sorry, it's just I get like passionate about some things because you know that's how you have to live. Tony Robbins said, "Live with passion." Right? You know, might sound like angry. So not angry at all. Just passionate, not bitter or curmudgeon. Cannot get upset about things that you cannot control. You cannot control if nobody wants to hear your idea. It is beyond your control. Make the movie yourself. Go get student people. Yeah, who's gonna see it? Who's gonna watch? Nobody's gonna watch. It's gonna be a cheesy thing. It takes real money to make a real product. There are exceptions. The Blair Witch Project or whatever like that. I know there's exceptions. But what I wrote, there's an important female. She's got to be like, you know, it's got to be like somebody like a J Lo, Paula Abdul, or Britney. They fit perfect into that, that role that I wrote. If you knew the story, you would understand why. You don't think I try to reach out to all those three and a lot more? Not even the managers, not even a written email response from the script being sent in, not even saying, hey, we really appreciate you trying. Not even from anybody, not from Winkler and Chardoff, not from Stallone, not from them, not from nobody. Nobody. Not one person, I think, even wrote back to me and said, we commend your efforts. Keep trying. Or maybe I could offer you some advice in which direction to go in. Not one. There's nobody out there. No one's going to help you. That's the reality. Well, movies get made all the time. I know I love playing devil's advocate. Yes, they get made all the time. Yes, scripts can be picked up. They can be optioned. Yes. But these people are in the guild. They're connected. And they're professional writers. That's all they do. Okay? I'm not like a professional writer. I do other things. I have a vision. I want to be in this, or I want to produce this. I think big. I'm not your, writer that writes something and then just, okay, somebody option or buy it off of me. And then, if it sells, I make money. I'm written by. No. I wrote this for specific people. I'm thinking the most popular. I have this incredible vision in my mind. That's why I wrote it. It's all explained. But how can I explain it if nobody would give you a chance? You can't walk right into somebody's office and say they will not listen to you. Now, I told you, I reached out to not just those people. I went deeper and deeper. People that produced the original Break-In movies at Canon Films. Some young guy owns the rights to everything. I tried to reach out to him. The new Canon Films. I tried to reach out to that guy. He said, nope, you don't understand. They will not even listen to you, okay? Because you're not the only one that thinks they have something. That's the problem. You think you have something, which means nothing. The people that put up the money, the shekels, the geld to make a movie, they're the only ones that matter, okay? They're not gamblers. They don't want to take any risks, And it's very difficult. It takes a lot of money to make a quality product. Doesn't matter. Recording on the phone. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It takes a lot of money to make a quality product. And if you do it yourself, you don't know what you're doing, and do it yourself, you can't promote it right, it doesn't matter anyway. Excuse me. So you can't be whatever you want to be in life. That's the reality. That's the reality. I'm telling you. And I'm telling you not to crush your spirit, and I'm telling you not to hurt your feelings. I'm telling you so you can learn the reality of what life really is. Well, it's your reality. But I'm trying to like open your mind to the understanding that people don't want to hurt your feelings kind of thing. And once you get over that, once you understand that, people try to do this with going around, beating around the bush kind of thing without being perfectly honest with you, you can use that as ammunition so you don't waste your life chasing a dream that's not practical. Okay? I never said do not chase your dream. I never said don't chase your dreams. You'll never make anything. I never say that. I'm not naysaying you. I'm saying you need to think outside of yourself. You got to like kind of be the hawk hovering over yourself and looking at the eagle eye. The eagle has a sharp vision, and looking and seeing, okay, let's think outside myself now. Like, okay, how could I do this? Is this going to happen? How much can I give of myself? And like, if this, how can I, if this can't happen, then I should, maybe I should get into something else. I'm wasting too much time because you only get so much time. I don't know about actors. I don't know, they do other things. Maybe look how many the people lateral into something else. They just don't see, it going in their direction. They say, you know what, hey, let's turn the car the other way. There might be a better way to go this way. But some people don't think that. Now I know I talk about the script and everything like that because it's go write 100 pages, and you tell me what kind of effort, it's not just 100 pages, it's what's in those 100 pages, a complete story that flows. That doesn't require serious dedication and effort and something. So it is part of who I am, but it's not all of who I am. I told you about that homeless guy that got a script on the thing. He was pushing the shopping cart, the thing. You don't want to be like that. Or that 55-year-old street dance performer, entertainer on Hollywood Boulevard. You don't want to be that. They're banking on one thing, like, and that's not the way people think up here. That's down here thinking. Sorry. Good people too. One of the guys that got me is inspired to dance, One of my mentors. But you can't, like, and I've talked to him before with some great ideas, I told him, I said, why don't you have, like, take your clips on YouTube. He's got plenty of clips from his life, street performing when he was like in his peak, was really good. Put it on a DVD. And, the DVDs don't cost nothing to manufacture now with the covers and everything with you on it. Probably get 500 of them, whatever. I don't know, maybe they'll cost a couple bucks each, if that. Find some, or maybe less, manufacture so many. Instead of having a bucket out there to get $1 from people, at the end of your little performance, you say, hey, here's my best of DVD, like 15 bucks, and I'll sign it for you. And the kids may have, wow, yeah, I got to meet him. Yeah, and here's a DVD. The people, like, they come from other countries. Yeah, but this is not klieg. In Yiddish, klieg is smart. You got to have a bissel seichel. That means you got to have a little bit of smarts, of intelligence, to make money. And I'm talking something basic. I'm not talking. Look, I'm not on social media. Look, you see how I do this. I did, I talk about Star Wars and Star Trek. I don't have any editing in here. I don't know how to do it, and I don't wouldn't want to do it anyway because I know, it's. I know the more you invest, the more you get back. I know that, but you know what? What's most important is talking from in here. Then it's archived. This is like my journal. This is what I like, my open diary, that I like to do. And I like, hopefully, people might listen to this in the future. If they don't, oh well. There's one person I know. Every time I come on, I do notice there's one person that comes on. Probably the same person, whoever it is, and I don't care who they are. I don't know who they are. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a guy, or a woman, or whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, okay? What matters is me. If it helps them, then it does matter. But it's not important to me. I know there's plenty of guys out there that I say like me. I could say that, or you could say maybe they relate a little bit to me with the women thing. They relate to me with the women thing because not everybody's a Casanova. I read about that guy. It's like an amazing thing. What I heard about. I need to read a little, but that's just an incredible. I am blown away when I see these guys fucking these gorgeous women. That it's not porn. It's like a reality. They're getting these women, and I'm sitting there going to myself, how? What it was? Well, it's not magic. Their power is focused to get that. Their energy is focused. There's to get in women's minds, and that allows them to get that. They're really, really good. Okay? It's like there's chess masters out there, I told you. And there's levels above them, there's grandmasters and everything. It's a lifetime of dedication. Even for a 12-year-old to become a master, it's their whole life they put in. Okay? Anybody to get a grandmaster title, it's a life dedication. There's plenty of people who play their chess their whole life, they never become even a master. It's that hard. So it's the same thing with becoming a pickup artist, a women thing, to be able to get the variety of those kind of women. They're experts at that game. They put everything they have into it. I don't. Because I believe there's other things to accomplish in life. I just mentioned one of them, writing a movie script. But that's not my whole life either. I believe you have to have a number of plates spinning. I don't know why they use that analogy, but you've seen it, the spinning plates and stuff like that. You got to have a number of plates spinning. I guess maybe just in case one falls and breaks or something, there's other ones spinning. Something to fall back on. Is that another term? So you don't like crack your head. Something to fall back on. I believe, but you can't master everything. There's just not enough time. You don't get enough time. But it can't be just one thing. They say, well, if you focus on one thing, put all of your energy into it, then you get really good at that thing. And if that thing, there's money to be made, then there you go. They say if you enjoy what you're doing, then you've never worked a day in your life. Agreed. Agreed. But the problem is, everything that I enjoyed doing, there was no money to be made. I did it because I enjoyed it. And there's a price to pay for that too. There's a price to pay. Because women don't want to see a guy trying. Okay? They want to see the success. There are exceptions, I know. Women, if they see a guy that's got the potential to stuff, they might stay. They might hang in there. But for the most part, they want to see the success. It wasn't until my uncle became vice president of one of the biggest limousine companies in the country that he found his Jap. And I don't mean an Asian woman. A Jap is an analogy for Jewish American princess. And that's what she is. She left my uncle for a richer guy. That's what a Jap does. So my uncle said. She's a princess, you know. Unbelievable. And you tell me money isn't everything. Just about. Just about. It's just power. It's status. It's, you know. Shouldn't be. Shouldn't be any of those things. If you listen to one of my recommendation to watch the Zeitgeist trilogy, they tell you how a society could function without. It's incredible. This never will happen. Maybe 500 years from now, not now. We're living in the material world. I'm a material girl. Madonna. Material, you know? It's like you would think the smartest would have the most. In some ways, they do, but smart is a vague term. It could be Jeopardy. You could know all, it'd be walking encyclopedia. Well, the guy's really smart. Sorry, that doesn't equate to guaranteed any wealth. Jeopardy. It don't mean shit. You can recall facts real fast. The fuck does that? Who cares? It's to solve problems, you know, that's the thing. A real problem. Making people fucking lazy by delivering all their shit that they need without you having to go out and socialize and meet people and, you know, go to a store or something. Wow, boy, that really solves a problem. Making people fucking lazy. You have my own take on all this stuff. You're not walking. You understand? There's 24 hours in a day, correct? So let's say you're sleeping 8 hours a day. Let's say you're sitting in an office 8 hours a day, and then you last say between the last 8 hours a day, eating, going to a restaurant, sitting. When are you moving around? When is your body? When is your blood circulating in your body? Like, you need to be moving around. And that's the problem with this shit. All this convenience makes life just so easy. Sitting in your car, you're sitting. It's not moving. You got to say the human body needs to be used. It needs to be worked, or it shit atrophies. And that's the problem. I got a friend, he's 64 years old, he's falling apart. He hasn't been active since he was in high school. Because, people don't even do simple things like just walking every day a couple miles. I don't got time for that. It's too hard. It's too hard because you allowed it to get too hard. You allowed it to get, you settle for your convenience. I have that other Goylem I talk about. That Goylem that I know, he's a good guy, but he's a sub. He's a Goylem. He's hoping to get this settlement in this case because of his back, and I'm going to buy a car when I get this. Oh, yeah, it's real smart. Yeah, okay. Real smart. What a fucking putz, Some of these people, they're just fucking lazy, They're fucking lazy, They don't move their bodies around. I have to. I gotta be walking every fucking day. I gotta move around, Walk to the gym. And the guy take the bus to the gym. They go on a treadmill. I mean, another Goyla mentality. If you haven't exercised, and you don't remember the last time you've exercised or walked around, and I don't mean walk, I mean at least a couple miles, then you are fucking lazy, okay? I think it was one bodybuilder that says, dude, if you can't, you look at your abs, your stomach, if you can't see your abs, dude, you fat, homie. That's what he said. He's right. Because the problem, the definition of fat, the vague term, you think like somebody big, is fat. There are people that have small bone structures that have like stomachs, big guts. That's fat. That's not in shape. Oh, I'm a little pudgy. Dude, you fat, homie. Little pudgy. You're fooling yourself. Because the clothes, they hide, You're not fooling me. People, they don't have time, but they got time to watch television. They don't have time to go to the gym or thing. I watched the Incredible episode. This thing, was it, sorry, Groucho Marx, was it? Was the episode Groucho Marx was the show with Jack LaLanne was on there. And this is like black and white, when he was young. And Groucho Marx smoking a cigar out there, and he goes, I got Jack LaLanne as a guest. And Jack LaLanne was trying to get a word in edgewise, but this Groucho Marx, let me get this straight. So I can't do it. I don't know his voice, but I'm just trying to narrate the best way. So let me get this straight. So you want a housewife, when their kids are gone, you want them to go exercise and work out, and then they got to cook dinner, and then they got to do the, clean the house, and then they got to do all this kind of stuff. And the whole crowd's laughing, You see how ridiculous that sounds? And Jack LaLanne goes, you don't understand something, Groucho. When a woman works out, they're going to have more energy to do all those minor things. Jack LaLanne understood the thinking process. It's reversed. Where most sedentary people don't understand that. To them, it's exhausting doing all this exercise because they see this fatigue. I'm so tired after I work out. You're not. You should be energized. And if you feel fatigue, it's a good kind of like fatigue. It's a good tired. It's a good stress. And that's what separates the people that are wealthy from the poor. It's a reverse thinking process. They're backwards. The people that they don't understand that. The wealthy people do. Wealthy, the fitness millionaires and sedentary poor people. What I mean, fitness millionaire is the Jack LaLanne is a fitness millionaire. He was also successful financially too. But I mean, these people that are investing in their health. Well, ask yourself, how are you investing in your health? What are you eating? Go into a supermarket. Notice where all the good food is. And then notice where all the garbage is. And you get older and you eat that garbage, you're going to feel it. You're definitely going to feel it. And if you're not, you're fooling yourself. You want to treat yourself, every once in a while. And I mean every once in a while for something, maybe a little bit of ice cream or something. For all the fucking work and all you put yourself through. I can understand that. But the problem is most people have, Thanksgiving for breakfast, Easter for lunch, and Christmas for dinner. Okay? because there's no limit on what you can buy. You go to a market, they say, hey, you can't buy all that food. You know, it's not good for you. You can't, no one's stopping you. That's the problem. Who's going to stop you? You know what's going to happen? You're going to wind up one day in the doctor's office and you're going to get some very bad news. And the doctor's going to say, well, it's too late. You know, you're going to have to be on this medication for the rest of your life because of what you've done. Isn't that just great? The pharmaceutical companies now you're drug addicts, got to take this heart medication or whatever they fucking have, you know, diabetes or whatever, because of what you did to yourself. Although the doctor is supposed to fix things, problems, you were supposed to know, because good parents would have instilled this to their children when they were very young. The dangers of sugar, the importance of being physically active. But instead, no. Look at how many of these Hispanics, they're huge. I see these young kids are fat, you know, walking around with their parents fat. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Going to these restaurants, you know, like eating this, all these restaurants. Forget it. I'm not even talking about fast food. That's so far down there. I can't even get my finger to show you. You know, you're supposed to eat small meals sporadically, spread out throughout the day. It's like you're putting in quality gas into your car, that your body is, for it to run efficiently. That's the normal. These restaurants, that's not normal. It's nothing. Well, people don't go to a restaurant, they have like a salad or something like that. No. They're eating these foods that are, you know, high in salt and sugars and fats. And then people wonder why the number one killer, number one cause of death in the United States is heart disease. It's not a mystery. Because the oils and the grease, all that shit clogs the valves of your heart. It's garbage. And then the blood can't pump properly because it's a platelets built up. It's garbage. You know? I know Kentucky Fried Chicken tastes good. I know. But that oil and that grease, that'll fucking kill you. I know, it sounds funny, but it's true. Jesus. Sorry, you know? I shouldn't apologize, but this is common knowledge. And anybody support that, I can't afford to eat. You know, it's like they don't have money to eat. That's your problem. And I say you're full of shit. I've seen like, you know, $5 Fridays, a giant thing of like spinach leaves and stuff, like, you know. Good food is easy to get now. It's relatively cheap, you could get. If it means that much to you, you will find a way. You will find a way. If your health means that much to you, you will find a way. But most people let it get way out of hand. Ridiculous. And then they think of a personal trainer, nonsense. You can't like figure out how to do anything on your own. Then you stupid. I'm telling you, I'm calling you stupid. Okay. If you can't figure out, you know, like you can figure out how to do everything else in life, but you can't figure out how to walk. If you can, you know, walk to the market and try to take care of yourself healthy, then you're stupid. You're down there. You're homo inferior. And there you will stay until you decide to change. And that's why they can't afford to hire me in any of these gyms or anything. Because what I know is common knowledge, and people don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear the truth, okay? They don't want to hear it. They want to hear nonsense. Excuse me. I know I went off on a fitness tangent, talking about that. I felt that was important. You don't have to be intense like me. I know I talk about warrior. I talk about really pushing yourself so hard to do things, but I walk around. How many people walk on average 2 miles a day? You can't walk to the market. Can't walk to the post office, maybe. Think about whatever's maybe around you. Can you walk there instead of driving a couple miles there and back every day? Think about what that would do. Try to make a place, because walking somewhere just to walk, I don't like that. I like to have a reason why I'm going someplace. It gives me motivation of the reason to walk. I don't run. I think that's ridiculous. It's too much compression, too much hard work on your knees. It's too exhausting. People that run these marathons, all these people would, the LA Marathon, Boston Marathon, one day, all these people go and they do this shit. I think it's completely ridiculous, okay? It's nonsense. It's too much for nothing. I'd rather somebody walk 2 miles, every day for a month than to run 24 miles in one day. It's not better. Better is better. But you see, society pushes the nonsense. And you fall for it. Like most other people. That's, because he's running the marathon. Yeah, I'll do it too. He's running the marathon. I'll do it. 25,000 idiots or more, 30,000 idiots out there. Blocking off traffic. What I call blocking off the streets. What I would refer to as how do you say it? Societal heart attack, where you're clogging the arteries of the streets, keep people from getting where they need to go because your stupid race, marathon. It's hard enough to get to where you need to go, but you're going to block the streets off for a stupid event like that. It's useless. It's pointless. Go have it in some place where there's nobody around, so that way, you're not congesting traffic. That's what it is. You're creating people traffic. And on the freeway, you're commuter traffic. Keeping people, it's slowing down, keeping people from where they need to go. It's all nonsense, It's like a movie premiere. They moved it from the Oscars. The Academy Awards used to be held. Originally, it was held at the Chinese Theater. I understand that. But then it was moved to the Shrine Auditorium in Exposition Park. The Shrine Auditorium near USC. And there it was for years and years and years and years. Not a problem. Because it's kind of like, people live around there, but it's not the greatest area. But then somebody in their infinite wisdom had an idea and said, you know what? We could move the Academy Awards. We'll have it at the Kodak Theater. We'll move it back to Hollywood. Oh, real fucking brilliant. Shut down the whole area in the whole street. It's a connection to like Hollywood, like La Brea and Highland. The freeways. Going to shut that whole thing down for this. It was fine where it was. Change fucking everything. Just make it more and more and more difficult. Anyway. I just think that's what they do. They just make things more and more difficult. Doesn't make things easier. I already talked about what I think things should be open late, if not 24 hours. I don't understand why. I don't get it. In my mind, I don't understand it. But anyway, that's that. I hope you enjoyed this. This was a pretty good episode, hour and a half, Continue to fight against societal norms, which, societal norms are the way that what the average person perceives as normal. If you feel something is justified, but you're worried what other people are going to think about you, and you're worried that people are looking at you, and you're worried that people are talking about you or laughing at you, whatever, fuck them. They're nothing. I don't care about them. They never will help you. They don't mean anything anyway. They're just jealous because they can't do it themselves. They don't have the balls to take it, to try at least. You know how many times I stuck my neck out there and never got nothing? Never got nothing. But I was able to kind of like live with myself and say, hey, I tried. I really tried. Sucks when it comes to women. You try and it's like you don't get nothing. Or you get something. You get the wrong thing. You get confrontations from the guys. Great. That's really what I want. Thanks. Instead of the guy that's with the woman, instead of them putting themselves in your shoes, maybe they were there once too. But they won't. They no. They won't try to guide you and say, hey man, I commend your effort for this, but we're together, or good luck to you. I never had. I think maybe one guy said that to me one time. Like it took me a long time. He was like one of those open and on. His thinking was like close to being up there. He was real understanding. He knew. He had this pretty hot chick. I would see her at the gym to you kind of thing. Not the generic, you try to talk to me, I'll kick your ass kind of thing. That's the average, and that's the lower level thinker that thinks that. The defensive, small-minded ego, cracked. I can crack it. That's the average to me. Here and lower. When you start talking about people here and above, that's when they start. They see. They understand what you're trying to do. That you're not a threat. You're just trying to see what's going on. You're being a little bold. And they understand that maybe they relate to you. That's the gray area and above. And if they try to help you, they're closer to that homo superior. They like feel your pain, you know? It takes a lot to be bold and get nothing. Didn't Martin Luther King say, Dr. King said, it's not where somebody, you know, the person's character is not judged when, you know, things are going good for them. The real test is when, you know, when things are going bad. That's the test of somebody's character, how they react. Absolutely right, 100%. It's easy when things are going your way, you know. Let's see how you act when things are turned upside down on you. When I got on the wrong train and I couldn't get to where I needed to go, there's no way. And that fucking asshole that picked on the old guy and me and the girl 15 minutes prior, everything going against me all at once, everything. I took a step back. It happened to be the train conductor there, asking me all these things like that. I took a step back. I said to myself, Warrior Junior, you're being tested right now. And I could take it. I could take it. That guy, what goes around will come around. So that's done. Train, I'll be able to get off. I won't be able to make it back to Union Station. Won't be able to get to Anaheim to the dance thing by train. But I was able to get a taxi, take me down there. It all worked out. Didn't hook up with any chick that night. Fun, good music. 70s and lots of cool shit, you know. But I could take it. Can you take it? Ask yourself. Ask yourself. When things get really hard, you get mad, you start yelling. Or can you take a step back? You can calmly make a decision when everything is turned upside down on you, whatever it is, and find your way through it. Realize whatever it is, it's not a big deal. Whatever it is, you can figure it out because you're built with that internal compass in your mind, a mechanism, whatever, computer that can figure it out. Sorry, no. That's why I think everything you do prepares you for these tests. You're, you know, going to be constantly tested in life. And the test is usually like a quiz it's like a pop quiz, you know, it happens when you least expect it. That crazy guy that was yelling, a crazy tall gay guy with the dog, yelling at his dog and yelling at the old guy, me and the woman. I usually have my mace on me, you know, when I go around during the day. Going to Anaheim, I don't need that. Going dancing, what the hell, I need to carry that with me. Always want to be on yellow alert. That might come off, people might think like paranoid or whatever. Well, I said yellow. That's like just aware. You're watching your surroundings. Just in case. Remember, when you're around like a lot of people, stuff like that, there's bad people out there, unfortunately. You know, they might try. They might try. To try to take advantage of you. Use word trickery on you in order to try to get something. Let me give you an example. You know, it's very easy. Somebody kind of approach you and they ask you kind of something, but it's not that, you know, it's something they could figure out on their own. Now, we all have these, right? You look up, you know, directions and stuff like that, locations. So I get a red flag. Anytime somebody asks me, hey, do you know how to get to this street or that? Don't have this. Remember what I said. Information. Doesn't matter what they, you know, they now if they need to get to where they're trying to find that street, it doesn't matter. It's not my job. I'm not a public servant. Okay? You don't understand. Some of these people, they're very creative. They're using the information to size you up. That they don't need to know where that location is. They need to see what you're capable of. Then all of a sudden, oh yeah, it's right there and there. Now if they drive off or something, okay, well I don't know. But I'm talking about people that are that would use that for no good. After they get that information and tell them where this, oh hey, but can I ask you something else? Hey, you know, not really from around here, you know, and they might try to get close to you or something like that. You don't know. So what I, you know, basically what I am, I'm preemptive from the beginning. If I'm walking on the streets and stuff, and some guys say, hey, do you know how to get to here and here? I just ignore. I'm sorry. I don't even apologize. I'm apologizing to you, but when somebody approaches me for directions, I don't answer. I'm not a public servant. You're a jerk, man. Am I? I'm sorry. I didn't know that. Like I have to stop what I'm doing to appease you. I have to stop. Like I'm going. So I've got my own life and my own things I need to do, and I got to stop what I'm doing to educate you on probably what you could find out on your own. And if you don't have one of these, that's not my problem. Go ask somebody else. You know how many times people have used word trickery to take advantage of people? Okay? It happens a lot more than often than you would think. Okay? It's a slick scam. You know, there are people, again, that are sincerely lost or something like that. And you know what? Let them go to a gas station. Let them go to like a place. But, you know, asking somebody individually, they're looking for a mark, usually. Don't you get it? It's an easy way to gather information from you, to try to size you up. You know, a lot of these criminals, they're stupid, but they have hustle ability, street sense, you know. They know how to like kind of, you know, they size you up with like, you know, trying to use word trickery to try to figure out, you know, hey, all right, let me see what this dude, let me try to say something here so I can try to, yeah, I can, you know, I can one up him for whatever they're trying to get off of you. And I'm sorry, I just don't, I clump them all together. Those people asking me for irrelevant things that you know, hey man, you got the time? That's a good one too. Yeah, time for you to buy a fucking watch. No, that creates altercation, but I just ignore. I ignore. It's not my job to stop what I'm doing to tell you what time it is. You're a jerk, man. Yeah, because I didn't fucking do what you said. Oh, great master. Oh, should I stop what I'm doing for the public servant that I am? I don't have to give you anything. I know it comes off kind of like, but it's better to be defensive than to be taken advantage of. I don't care if you agree or not, it is. Period. There's guys out there, they are slick as fuck. They'll use that opener for time to try to size you up, and then they'll try to lean into something else. And then all of the nothing you know, like, you know, you're robbed or something. Potentially. Yellow alert. Okay? Yellow alert when someone asks you for something. Anything. You know, I've seen the trickery. I think it was a 3-card Monty or something in New York. They had some old lady there that would try to talk to people. You know, she was in on the scam. And then the guy, the hustling guy, hey, old lady, here, we can make some money. And then, yeah, come on in, we can make money. Yeah, she was part of the hoax, part of the ruse. Let me tell you something. For money, you'd be surprised what people do. You'd be very, very surprised. Okay? You can't, you know, you've got to be like on guard out there. You could be taken advantage of many different ways. None of this stuff is taught. I don't care if you're in Beverly Hills. I heard of somebody getting robbed in Beverly Hills. You know, he was out in a restaurant and somebody, you know, came up and took his watch or something. Police responded right away. But person had their guard down. They weren't on yellow alert. For somebody to get that close to you, somebody gets that close to me, like, you know, I know I'm on yellow alert all the time. I'm always watching, you know, anybody around me, just in case. And the security guard, old guy, you know, he's the same. He's always just, you know, it's not paranoia. It's just keeping on yellow alert. Just always, you know, see something not right. If you see something not right, you better fuck say something. Okay? Keeping your mouth shut is the worst thing. Better, you know, put the light on them, put the spotlight on them, and somebody that you see something hanging around. What's he do? And of course, you know what those guys do? Usually, those people that are up to no good, they like to pretend they're busy. They're casing. Let's say they want to rob somebody's, maybe somebody or somebody's place or something. What they do is they pretend they're busy. I know. I see through their scams, man. And what I do is I keep looking at them. Because I want them to know, hey, I'm paying attention to you. You don't. But what are you doing here? You live over here? You visiting somebody? What's your business? Ah, defensive answer. What are you now? You kind of open it up here. Somebody, it's like, why are you being so defensive? Yeah, I live here. Do you? Well, I'm visiting somebody. Who are you visiting? If they're in your building, you see somebody inside of a secure building that they don't know. Why don't you say something? Most people don't say anything because they're scared. They don't want to get involved. You're scared and you don't want to get involved. Those are two things that bad people look for. They look for people that are scared, that don't want to get involved, that are going to be easily taken advantage of. I told you, put the fucking light on them. No, not to put the flashlight on. I got one. If you see somebody kind of, you could do that. But I'm saying, question. You see something, say something. Well, I don't want to create a problem. The problem is that you're allowing somebody else to get taken advantage of then, if not you. You're creating the problem by allowing somebody that could be potentially dangerous by not saying anything. I always, when I see something, if I see something that bothers me, I put the spotlight on them. Always. Could be trying to take advantage, hurt somebody or something. You don't know. You don't know. And usually, if it's somebody that, hey, they won't be defensive. Yeah, I'm just waiting for my friend. He lives right there. I mean, again, it could be look, it could be somebody that's pretty good, that's able to stay calm, not get the. It could be up to no good too. But I say, my point is that pull those people into the light. If you see something suspicious and it bothers you, let's get those. Let's pull them into the light. Let's expose. Let's just see. You know, because they don't want the attention. Let's get rid of these bad people. Let's give them the attention that they deserve. And maybe we'll make this world a little better place. And maybe some people, you might have done a good deed by speaking up. I say, see something, say something. If I see something that really bothers me, I'm gonna yell something. I'm gonna fucking make sure that these people go noticed. That they go noticed. I feel sorry for people that are victims. I know, I was one. There's no Los Angeles, there's no I mean, I guess if you live in a gated community or something, but there's no gates around the perimeter of Beverly Hills. So there's bad people that go there too looking to take advantage of people. That's why you got to be on guard. I know there's police and stuff like that, but even without, they're not always there. Like, the second something might happen to you, just say yellow alert. I just, I feel kind of fishy if somebody asks me kind of a vague question that's that they could find the answer to from somebody. It's too suspicious. It's too suspicious. Somebody hanging around, like, what are they doing? What are they doing there? If they're near my property or something, or near wherever you live, they're hanging around or something. Put the attention on them. Sitting in their car, kind of like, I didn't say go up to them, but if you see something that looks fucking, don't even hesitate to call the police, man. Let's put the spotlight on these suspicious people. Because I'll tell you something, you take enough suspicious people, you're gonna get you're gonna attack some of them that are really sincerely up to no good. I'm not saying everybody, your perception, you might see something and it might be waiting for somebody or something like that. Yeah. But let me tell you something. There's a lot of them that case fucking places. Or they're looking for easy marks. I know. It happened to me. Because I wasn't paying attention when I was younger. I didn't know. And I know it's very easy to racially profile. I know. But don't worry about that. If they get defensive, hey, are you saying that because of my race or something like that? Do not engage defensive. That just shows you their thinking is down here. Their ego is so easily offended. You gotta defend yourself. You gotta defend your property. You gotta defend yourself. And if you care about your friends, you'll defend them too. Or your neighbors. If something doesn't look right, fucking say something. Somebody gets defensive, more than likely, they're up to no good. Okay? Generally. Or else why would they get upset? Maybe they wouldn't get upset. Whatever. Every situation's different, but I take a consensus, an average of things. Somebody's around a place, they got no business being there, and it makes you nervous, call them out on it. You have the right to feel safe. You have the right to feel safe and defend yourself. I'll give you an example before I sign off. I think I already talked about this story, but I want to repeat it. There's this woman. She lives maybe 3 or 4 blocks from me. It's a nice house. I think she rents it. And I was doing my walk. I was on the opposite side of the street of the house. Some guy goes and knocks on her side door. I just happened to see this when I was across the street on the sidewalk as I was walking. I saw the guy go up and knock on her door. It was a tall African American male with dreadlocks. It was around 1:30 in the morning. I know this woman. I see her all the time. There's no visitors going in her house ever. I walk by her house every night, okay? And I know her. Again, I'm not summary judging, but I'm observing. She opens her door about this much, and I overheard he says, "Do you know how to get to so-and-so, get to some place?" He's asking something. And she goes, "No, no." And she closes the door in his face. Okay? Now you tell me the guy was up to no good in that situation. Absolutely. 100%. Now, what I should have done, I had my mace on me. I was on the other side of the street. I should have walked through the street toward her. I forgot what her name is. She knows me. I don't know, let's say her name is Nancy. Is it, "Hey, Nancy, is everything okay?" As I'm walking toward, the guys right in front of the door toward him, not afraid or nothing. Not to stop, but to walk toward. Send that guy a message. Hey, this guy's coming at me, get him to think, what the fuck? Who's this guy, Whole point, send a message. Hey, you're being watched. You're doing something abnormal, and it's getting a lot of attention without saying it. You don't have to say it. You show it through your actions and through your communication. That's what a warrior does. suspicious activity like that. That example is suspicious. Guy goes knocks on some woman's door at 1:30 in the morning for no reason, or asking for some directions or something. Okay? That's suspicious. Anyway, that's what I should have done, and I didn't do it. I'm very upset at myself. It was like a month ago, you know? I started this channel because I wanted to become like a warrior in life, so I wouldn't be bullied, so I could help other people, so that they won't get taken advantage of. Because they're bad people out there. Maybe the guy sincerely needed help, but he went about it the wrong way. And let me tell you something. Good person, and you do something suspicious like that, you're being brought out. I'm going to fucking bring you out into the light if I can. I'm going to pull you out in the fucking light and put that bright spotlight on you. I'm going to make you look like a fool. That's what people need to do. That's how you eradicate. That's how you get rid of a problem. You eradicate it. You bring it out into the light. You don't let it hide and try to, let it do its no good deeds. Don't let it fester. Too scared, though. They're scared. Well, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I tell that to myself every fucking day and night. I'm not scared of living. I'm not scared. I'm scared of not standing up for myself. That's what I'm scared of. Anyway, it's been 2 hours. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you maybe learned something. Do not let bad people, do not let the inmates run the asylum. In that analogy, you know what I mean. Stand up for yourself. Do not be a victim. Don't let anybody rip you off. Stay on yellow alert. Try to be kind by answering specific, relevant questions. And anything that's suspicious, don't. Suspicious activity will be reported. Remember, most people have this. They know what time it is. They know where they need to go, how to get to some place. Especially when somebody says remember the vagrant terms. Sorry, it's a vagrant term. Excuse me, that's a vagrant term to try to get money off of you. There are rare exceptions, I know. Look, I told you, I helped the old lady across the street and stuff like that. But I'm just telling you generally. Do not be a victim. These bad people, they're creative. They have to be. But they're stupid. And dumb belongs down there where they belong. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm having something to eat. We will continue this. We will keep fighting as long as I can. I'm here to help me, and I'm here to help you.